Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another rebuild, and today we are rebuilding Cadiz CF of La Liga Santander, who finished 14th in the La Liga this season. So our goal is to bring them up to European glory and obviously win the La Liga and win the Champions League. So what the plan is for this rebuild, I'm going to ideally be looking at young prospects, because realistically, as you can see in the brand exposure and just the board expectations, it's all very low and brand exposure is medium. So as you can see, it's not going to be, a very expected task. As you can see, we're already 4 stars. What we're going to ideally be doing is building from the ground up, looking at what our team already has youth wise, looking at some free agents every year, because realistically that's the best way of saving money, as we'll only have around 15 million pounds to spend. Obviously it's in dollars there, but we will be in pounds. We'll probably only have 15 to 17 million pounds in the budget. I'm not exactly sure, but it'll be something around that area. And basically what we're going to be doing is bringing in some youth talents, and without further ado, let's get straight into the Cadiz rebuild. So obviously we will be going on ultimate into sterling, and obviously no international jobs. As you know, we do not play any other game other than the Champions League final that we hopefully will get to with Cadiz. So as you can see, this is the team that we have started with for the rebuild. It's not the greatest team in the world, if I'm honest. As you can see, it's not great whatsoever. I'm going to be looking to bring in pretty much a whole new team other than a keeper and left back at this stage. I'm going to put Hoost there because I know he has a decent potential, plus he's only 22 and he's got better pace in my opinion. Is there any other youth talents that might be decent? Not really. But yeah, without further ado, I'm going to go straight into the transfer market and see who we can bring in for the team. And I may have found one of the best youth academy graduates I've seen. We have got this dude called Papa, who can play in the cam, centre forward and right wing position. And as you can see, he's got a potential of 93 and he's already 63 rated. He looks very decent. I'm going to send him out on loan pretty much immediately to get him as much development as possible, because as you do know, that when you simulate a season, your highest rated players are the players that get played. So we're going to have to get rid of most of our team here. I'm getting rid of most of the Deadwood players, like for example David Gill. I'm going to send this dude out on loan because he's only 19. But the likes of Sabrino, I'm going to call back this dude next season obviously and get money for him. We're going to get like Negredo is going to be sold. This Ramos dude, Lozano, all these types of players are going to be sold because they just don't have a future at the club in my opinion. Going to try and get the most money we possibly can for them, and we shall see who we can bring in the process. And we have signed our first player of the rebuild. We brought in Luis Chavez as a free agent, a 79 rated central midfielder to really boost that midfield in general. He looks absolutely amazing, genuinely. I think he's probably the highest rated midfielder we have now. He's going to slot in there as a central midfielder, because in this formation they're done as DMs, but these will obviously be central midfielders. The likes of Sabrino, Fernandez, Bongonda, they're not going to have a future here, mostly with the same as the rest of the team. The ones I'm ideally going to be keeping are Hoost, Ledesma and Espino are probably the main ones that I will keep, along with maybe Fernandez, maybe, I don't know, we could get a bit of money for him, so it just depends on the offers. I have all the players that I want in my head. I have them in my shortlist, so I'm going to do my best to bring in as many of them as possible, because obviously this team needs to challenge the likes of Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Real Sociedad, all those sort of teams, so we have to build a very strong and solid 11. And we have solved our attacking midfield problem with Carlos Rodriguez. I'm pretty sure it's another Mexican center attacking midfielder. He was worth 8 million, but he's 76 rated. He's 4 years younger than our current attacking midfielder, so he will definitely have a little bit of room to develop, especially in the league. He's going to slot straight in. They're the same rating, but as you can see, much better stats. As you can see, he might have a little bit better shooting and passing, but ideally I will take a more well-rounded player over someone who has 55 pace and deems to be an attacking midfielder. That is not my sort of player, but we are definitely going to be bringing in more players along with them. And we have brought in a striker for the future, none other than the one and only Evan Ferguson, with a swap deal with Negredo, because realistically he is 34 years old. He will not get anywhere in this squad. It says it's a bad negotiation, but I don't care. I want someone to bring in and send. I'm going to send him right out on loan, because I know for a fact he won't get game time under the sim of this. So I'm going to send him right on loan straight away to get him as much development as physically possible. Honestly, we may have found one of the best free agents since the last UCD rebuild. We have found Felix Fernandez, an 18-year-old centre back who is 78 rated. Honestly, this dude is unbelievable. He's worth 26 million and we got him for nothing. Free agents are the most overpowered thing in the entire world. As you can see, he's a right-footed centre-back with 4-star weak foot, so he can play anywhere. I'm probably going to play Kust on the left-hand side just because he has the 5-star, I suppose. But look at this dude's stats. He has the leadership trait, so that is going to earn him the captain's armband, because honestly, an 18-year-old captain is kind of mad. But still, we'll have Papa, who will be developing. We'll also have the likes of Evan Ferguson, who will be there to develop. Rodriguez is there. It's another new signing. Chavez is a new signing. So we're ideally going to be looking for a left midfielder and a right midfielder and possibly a right back, and then maybe an upgrade on central midfield. I'm not exactly too sure, but we will have a look in the transfer market to see if we can improve any of these positions. And we have officially let go of our first player. Chris Ramos is off to Genk for 3.65 million. I think I probably should have gotten a lot more for him, but look, it happens. We also have Yossi Mari off to Cologne for 700 grand. It's pretty much nothing, but I'm pretty sure he was like 34 years old or something along those lines. So we're just getting rid of some of those deadwood players. And we have another departure. Fali leaving to Estac Troyes for £7.4 million. I think that's an amazing deal. He's only worth 4.5 and he's 32 years old. And we got 7 million from him. So that is the type of business I want to be seeing. And another player leaving the door is Alex Fernandez. We got £9.2 million for the attacking midfielder. We just don't need him anymore because we brought in Rodriguez. Again, a lovely sum of money that will leave us with £30 million in the bank, so let's go spend that money in the right way possible. And we have brought in a new winger, Hirving Lozano from Napoli. We've brought him in for, I think it was 19.5 million plus Bongonda, which is honestly, in my opinion, a pretty decent enough deal, especially because he is so talented. The 26-year-old Mexican shall slot right into that right wing spot. As you can see, he'll slot right in there, and we'll have honestly, it's not a bad team. We just have to mainly keep selling some of the deadwood players, like your Carcelen. Escalante will probably be on the way out. Ferguson will be on his way out on loan. Sabrino will probably be on his way out. So we're ideally looking at a left winger, a central midfielder, and a right back. So ideally, I've got like 10 million or so left. So I'm going to go make those signings right now. And we have brought in our right back replacement. We have brought in Divine Wrench from Ajax, the 19-year-old right back, for 3.5 million plus Zaldua, who we just won't be playing at all when he's in here. He is 19 years old, 74 rated, and already an upgrade, and he's got 10 years less than Iza. So that is an absolutely amazing deal. For only 3.5 million, realistically, he is an absolute gem. I think he has a potential of 85 as well, so that is not terrible whatsoever. He's going to slot right into the right back spot. He's got 5-star weak foot as well. He can play on either side, right back or left back, so that's really handy, especially for the sort of versatility of the team. Ideally, I am still looking at a central midfielder because Escalante just doesn't seem to be doing it for me at the minute, and also a left winger. And other than that, maybe when Ferguson goes out on loan, it'll be either Lozano or Roger leading the line. I don't know if that's the most amazing strike partnership to have there, but look, it is what it is. But obviously, we're going to see if we can bring in any more players. We have about 6 million left. We have a few players to leave, I'm sure. So let's see what we can do in the transfer market. Evan Ferguson is going out on loan to AZ. I don't exactly know. I think they're in the Eredivisie. He's going out on loan for a year. And that is Papa going out on loan to ASS Saint Etienne, who's in the League 1, I'm pretty sure, in the French League. So that's a massive move for him because hopefully he can develop as much as he can. Because realistically, in the sim, he just won't get any game time, let's be honest. We have brought in a new left winger, Akram Afif, on a free agent. I actually don't know what rating he is. He just looked like he was really good. So let's find out what rating is Akram Afif. He is 81 rated. Oh my god. He can play on the left and the right. He's worth 34 million, and we got him on he's worth 48 million, let alone 30 million. Oh my god, what a signing. What an upgrade. He's got 99 pace. Oh my god. We have found an absolute gem of a player. That is unbelievable. Look at this for a team. Honestly, the fact that we brought in very nice free agents as well is a massive plus. I think maybe if we can just even get in a striker on loan, or even just a permanent for a central midfielder, maybe use Escalante as part of the deal, maybe we can possibly bring in a very strong central midfielder. So I'm going to see if I can do any little bit of business, and let's just find out how we can end this transfer window. And a central midfield option has actually been made. We have signed the youngster Fabio Moretti for 5.5 million plus Ruben Alcaraz from Juventus. An absolute wonder kid this dude is. I don't exactly know what his potential is. I think it's around the high 80s anyways, but that is a massive deal, as he's going to slot right into that spot there right beside Chavez as a central midfielder, as they're both kind of more attacking, but I think that is absolutely massive. I think we just don't have an option to bring in any strikers, so obviously that means Lozano, I guess, is going to go in, because Roger does not look that good at all, if I'm honest. So that is going to be the team for Season 1. I'm very excited to see how they get on. Hopefully we can just, honestly, mid-table I'd be happy with, but let's just see how the boys go out in Season 1. And let's see what we might have to improve for next season to possibly push on for Europe. So let's just sim to the end of the season here in our calendar. 2 million left in the bank, and let's just see how the boys get on in Season 1. And we are coming into the last month of the season. Hopefully we can finish strong, and so far kind of Sociedad we lose 1-0, kind of expected. Rayo Vallecano in the last day of the season we draw 2-2. Okay, if I'm honest, prediction wise I'd say mid-table around there, but honestly with mid-table I wouldn't be too unhappy, and honestly with 9th I'm not too unhappy with that. It's an much big improvement based on how they done in real life, because they finished 14th in real life. So yeah, it's absolutely massive. Honestly, our team looks very decent. Afif's up to an 84, that is massive. Moretti to a 77, Chavez to a 79, Fernandez to an 80. Okay, a lot like that. Okay, the one thing I will say about every single season in a rebuild is, I said it with my rebuild I did with UCD in my last video, the main thing with the first season, it's always for me a so-called development season, to where I bring in sort of somewhat youth academy players or some youth prospects, and I bring them in, I let them develop. For example, Felix Fernandez, I know he's like a highly rated player that was someone I want a free agent, but still he's only 19 and he's gone up to an 80 rated. For example, Victor Hust is already in the team, he was 23. I sold a lot of the higher rated centre backs to make sure he got the most game time possible, and as you can see he played 23 games. Yes, he didn't have as much clean sheets as Fernandez, but he still got a good amount of games with the likes of Luis Fernandez, who will be leaving next season, along with Hala, and Mayer as well will be leaving. But for example, I don't want these playing too many games, you know what I mean, because they're kind of just players that are going to hold the team back but I don't know why they're even playing 19 games if I'm being completely honest. But luckily Wrench has gone up by 2. Chavez obviously is, I think he stayed the same, but that's not too bad. Moretti's gone up by 2, I'm very happy with that. He got 5 assists this season. We have Rodriguez up by 2, who has 9 and 4. Afif's obviously gone up to an 84, which is massive. Lozano up to an 82. Afif had 17 goals and 6 assists. Lozano with 15 and 8. They definitely carried our front line, as Lozano had 5 goals up top, Sabrina with 4 goals. So yeah, Ferguson's up by 3 on loan, and this dude's up by 3 on loan, but realistically I'm probably going to sell this dude for a bit of money. But hopefully Ferguson can come back and maybe even be the star striker. I'm not exactly sure. We're going to have to see how much the board gives us to spend in the next season, because I do have a few players in mind that I would like to bring in. We just have to see, for example, like if the board only give us 20 million, it's going to be a little bit of an issue, but we shall find out. We're going to sim all the way to the end of June now, and then we're going to see how we get on in season 2. We're going to bring in some new players, hopefully challenge for Europa League, because honestly a 9th position compared to a 14th in real life is really good, and I'm very impressed with the team. So without further ado, let's head into season 2, bring in some new players, and hopefully bolster our squad. And as we end the season, I didn't even realise we got to the quarterfinals of the League Cup, and that is not too shabby. whatsoever. I'm pretty sure while I was checking the calendar there, we actually beat Barcelona in the round of 16 or whatever. I think it was round of 16. Sometimes they call it round 3 or whatever it's called. I know in England they call it like round 3, but we beat Barcelona in the cup. That's a start. But without further ado, let's see how much the board has given us for season 2, and it is a lovely 47 million. I can definitely work with that. Without further ado, we can have a look at our squad now. The youth academy graduate Papa is there. He's up to a 67. I don't think he grew that much, but he will definitely stay in the squad. I might send him out on loan just again for another season to make sure he gets that development. Ferguson pretty much slots into the team as a 72 rated, but I don't know if that's enough for me to challenge for Europe, if I'm honest. The likes of Wrench, he looks like an amazing player. I'm very intrigued to see how he actually gets on. Same with Fernandez. I honestly think Hoost is going to be a very decent player. I might just look at a different left back, as Espino is looking like he will drop in form and drop in rating, so we might just have to cash in on him now. But for the looks of it, I will probably be bringing in a left back, a striker, and maybe a replacement goalkeeper, as Ledesma is in his 30s now, just to have as a nice backup keeper and maybe just booster the bench as well, just to see what we can do. But without further ado, let's make some signings. And as it's pretty much tradition on this channel, the free agents list has been raided once again. We have brought in a replacement goalkeeper for the bench, Manuel Bellini, the 20-year-old. I think he's Italian as well. He's 20 years old, 77 rated. He's worth 9 million. I think that is a massive signing to bring in, purely because he is so young and he has like endless amount of talent. I don't exactly know what his potential is, but as you can see there, if we put him side by side with our current keeper, he is not too far off whatsoever. Only maybe a few ratings and little stuff with stats, but that is not a bad signing whatsoever. But there is a striker I have on my radar, and he is within our budget, so without further ado, let's go sign the striker I've been wanting for this season so badly. And we have brought in the striker I've been wanting. For whatever reason, he's gone to Brighton, but we brought him to Cadiz, to the La Liga, and it is Youssoufa Moukoko for £24.5 million, a massive boost on the striker position at 77 rated. At only 18 years old, he is an absolutely huge player to bring in. I'm going to send, again, Papa and Ferguson will go out on loan for another season, just again boost their potentials and boost their rating. But as you can see, the team is looking very strong. As I said, I'm going to be bringing in another left back, selling more of these deadwood players that I honestly just don't see having any future in the squad. For example, the likes of this dude Arza Mendia. He doesn't really have a future at the club, unfortunately. He looks actually like a decent player for the age of 25, but he just doesn't cut it as a fifth. Is probably going to be the star player this year if we look at him. And honestly, I'm looking forward to seeing how this team get on in season 2, because it's a very strong team. And we have brought in our new left back. We've brought in Milos Kerkez from AZ. I don't exactly know. I think it's just AZ. I don't actually know what that club is. For £12 million. The left back, the 19-year-old left back, is 76 rated. And honestly, I think that is an absolute bargain of a player. He is so good. He has a potential of 86, I think. But obviously with FIFA's in-game growth, where it's like they grow like further than their potential, it is massive. Espinzo will probably play over him, but look, he probably will see if we can keep him for another season. Hopefully he doesn't go down in rating. But Kerkez, this will be his so-called development season, along with some other players. Like Ferguson probably won't get a sniff of the team over Moukoko. Do we keep him in the team? I'd love to, but just based on his morale, I want to keep him happy. Same with Papa. I want to see him grow a lot more this season, so he will definitely be going out on loan. But I definitely think we could just boost our bench just a tiny bit. The starting 11 is very strong. I just want to bring in some players that can maybe just boost our squad depth a little bit more. So let me just work on that in 2 seconds. And we have seen our first departure of the club. Jorge Mayer is off to Norwich for £4.5 million. I think that's a really good deal considering he's worth like 2 million. So that is not bad whatsoever. We have sold some players, so we've gotten a transfer budget of £12 million. Honestly, the budget is so good. We've managed it amazingly this season, I think, as well, because we've sold so many of the deadwood players for the likes of £4 or £5 million. And it's all just added up when we've brought in players like Moukoko, Kerkez. We brought brought in really, really good youth talented players like the likes of Moretti. He's going to grow so fast. He's only 19, he's 77 rated. He is a future star. And if you're not watching the Serie A, trust me, that dude is an unbelievable player. Trust me, he is one to watch in the future. Trust me. And we have another sale. We have Horius Papa going on loan to Empoli for 12 months. We need him going out on loan as much as we can. And we have Federico Sam Etiero, who's off to Spezia as they paid his release clause of £5.7 million. I don't know how that's a bad negotiation, because we got nearly double his value, or like nearly double his value, so I don't know how that's a bad negotiation. But honestly, I'll happily take 5.7 million for him. I think that puts us our budget up to 20 million, which is absolutely huge. I'm going to see if I can bring in maybe one or two players that we can bring in for the bench, because as we can see, our secondary options are not the strongest. Like the likes of Osmasic is not the strongest. We might bring in a replacement central midfielder just to have as backup. But yeah, let me go get those signings done right now. And we have brought in a rotation centre back. We brought in Ibrahim Hassan from a free agent. The 21-year-old 73 rated centre back is deemed not good enough, but he is purely there for injury reasons. If someone does get injured, he is an okay centre back. I looked at his stats, he doesn't seem that bad whatsoever, but he is just purely there to stay in as a backup, because look, it's not the worst player in the world. I honestly think we can sim all the way to the end of the season now with this team. I'm very excited to see how Afif gets on with his 99 pace. Hopefully he stays at the club, because I actually want to use him in the Champions League final when I eventually do get to play it. But without further ado, let's sim to the end of the season and see how the boys get on. And we are into the month of May, the final month. Hopefully we can just get some results here. That's actually a huge result against Sociedad. Barcelona, the last day of the season, it's not an easy one whatsoever, and we've been hammered. Honestly, based on those results, I don't think we've done any better than last season, and I think we're the exact same, 9th once again. We definitely have a lot of players who will be unhappy, but look, I want to show you something. In January, I was looking at the league because I was like curious where we actually were, because I wanted to make sure I didn't get sacked. Look at this stats. Why is Hassan actually playing 17 games? Mbai is playing 5. Kala got 2 games. Para, this dude got 6 games. This dude here played 19 matches. Over, like, Moretti, Chavez got 35 each, but he still played 19 matches. That could have been a huge detriment to our season. He could have been bad, I don't know. Rodriguez had a stinker. I think I actually might be letting him go. Papa is finally getting some growth, up to a 74. That is absolutely massive. He must have been banging in the goals over in Empoli. Afif, excellent once again, 14 goals, 7 assists. Lozano, decent, 8 goals. Makoko in his debut season, 14 goals, 3 assists. That is not too shabby. Up to an 84 as well. That is huge. Ferguson with 9 appearances and 2 goals. Honestly, not too shabby, but this dude's apparently really upset for whatever reason that he's not being the first choice. But look, if he wants to moan, he can moan all he wants. It just really annoys me that players who clearly aren't good enough are playing. It just kind of annoys me. We also made an amazing pickup in our youth academy. It's Connor O'Connor. It's an unbelievable name. We also have Casey Mooney, who actually will be bringing in to send out on loan. We have this dude here, Evan Connolly, a 93 to a 94 potential. That is unbelievable. He is 16, so he is eligible to be promoted to the first team. So is this dude, because 46 rated, they need to be getting game time ASAP. So what they're going to be doing is straight onto the loan list. He can be unhappy all he wants. Alcaron, he can go. They want to get Mings. Oh, that's Hoos, never mind. Oh, Hoost actually wants to leave. Fantastic. So we actually have to sell him. That's what I mean. Hoost isn't getting played as much. He played 30 games. He must have just had a stinker, but still Hassan is getting games over him, which really annoys me. Mbai still got 5 games in there. That really annoys me as well. I have no idea why, but look, I'm going to sim to Season 2, and we're going to bring in some new players, sell the players that might actually get game time off our main players, and hopefully we can improve on this season, because we finishing 9th again isn't as good as I'd expect. Hopefully we can bring in Papa, he can actually go straight into the cam position, and we're going to sell the current cam Rodriguez. But whatever we have to do this season, it must be done ASAP, because honestly, I don't think our team is near as good as it should be performing. I have no idea how we done in the league either, so that's something we have to find out now. We'll find that out now in the next day. As you can see, when we sim into June 30th, it will tell us how we got on in the league, or in the League Cup. Let's find out. We got to the round of 32, so we didn't have a good one at all. So let's end the season, head into season 2, and bring in some new signings. Now, as we are into the new season, let's check how much the board has given us to spend. We have got £71 million to spend. That is an amazing amount of money. As you can see, Rodriguez is 81 rated, but your boy Papa will slot right in there because he is the future of this football club. A 19-year-old is obviously nowhere near rated wise as good as Rodriguez, but he is an amazing player. I know for a fact he will be. We're going to cash in on Rodriguez. Honestly, I don't even know if we should keep him or not. We're probably going to see, can he play anywhere else? He can play in the central midfield position, to be fair, but honestly, I think we could even just keep him as a squad player at this stage. Kirkes will get the starting left back role over Espino, as Espino will be leaving at the end of the season, or we'll just be cashing in on him now. Connolly obviously will be going out on loan, same with Mooney and O'Connor. And we have brought in our new centre back. We have brought in Danzo from Real Betis, the 25-year-old centre back who has 89 pace, by the way. We brought him in for 32.5 million plus Alarcon, I don't know how to pronounce that name still, but he is an amazing addition to the squad. I was going to go for Castella Lucaba, but look, I was like, I want to see if we can see anyone in our own league to maybe weaken another side, and as you can see, he is going to slot in right as our left centre back. He's obviously going to swap over there because Fernandez has the better weak foot, but look at that partnership in centre back. It is absolutely amazing to see. As you can see, Hassan Ahust will probably be, I don't know, I'll probably loan out Hassan just so make sure he doesn't get any game time over these two, but that is a massive signing. I might just bring in a midfielder. I don't know, Moretti is only 20 still, and he is only going to grow higher and higher. Honestly, I don't even know what I can really improve. Maybe it's a centre mid spot. Maybe Chavez just isn't going to develop as much as I'd hoped, so maybe we can just swap him in for another person. I don't exactly know. Obviously, I still have around 40 to 50 million left. Well, 40-ish million left to spend. Obviously, I'm not going to buy players that aren't exactly needed, but I definitely feel like we need someone or some sort of position upgraded to see if we can just properly bolster and go for the league this year, because obviously our goal is to obviously win the league. It doesn't say we will win it this year, but look, we obviously want to have that sort of motivation to go and win the league that year. We may have just pulled off the signing of the summer. We have just signed Gavi off Barcelona somehow. We've swapped him with Carlos Rodriguez, who isn't a part of our plans for this season, plus £30 million. Honestly, I think we definitely could have saved a little bit of money, but if that's not a midfield upgrade, I honestly do not know what is. And as you can see, that is going to be our squad going into the league. As you can see, where is Gavi? There he is. We're probably going to use him. Honestly, he's not as good as Chavez in the, going forward department, but with 89 dribbling, that is an unbelievable partnership in the midfield. Moretti will obviously drop to the bench, but honestly, I am convinced that this squad can go and do decently in the league this year. So without further ado, let's sim to the end of the season, and let's hope that our team, with the amount of players we brought in and with the money we spent, can clinch a European spot. And we are heading into the last month once again. We're into May. A nice solid win, loss against Sociedad though. Real in the last day of the season, I think again, very difficult game, but we lost 5-0. Oh my god, we got absolutely hammered. But the one thing I'm interested in, how did we get on the league? A 7th position. You know what? Much better. That's a lot better, because we're just outside the European spots. And as you can see, we have a lot of business that we apparently missed out on. But look, it happens. It is what it is. Okay, I have to say, I'm going to see how we got on stats-wise, because apparently I just want to make sure that the right players played, because by the looks of the way the league went, it did. As you can see, Ledesma with 8 clean sheets, could have been a little better. Kirkev, none clean sheets when he was there, but look, Espino is on the way. I think he's off to Porto on a free transfer. Danzo and Fernandez, look at that partnership, 83 and 84, that is absolutely lovely. Wrench up to an 81, Gavi to an 85. That is lovely. I can't believe we got Gavi, by the way. Chavez has stayed in an 80. Ready up to an 81. O'Connor to a 49 is not great. Papa's up to a 77. He actually had an okay season. 5 clean sheets and 2 goals. It could have been a lot better, but look, he is still only 20 years old. Mooney actually got a lot of game time for whatever reason. He got 1 assist. He's up to a 66 now. I know he's going out on loan at some point. Afif up to an 88. That is unbelievable stuff from him. And 19 and 12. Clark obviously got 3 games. That's actually okay. Lozano to a 14 goals and 1 assist. It's okay. As you can see, Lozano, oh my god, Connolly has flown up. This is the dude who's 93 to 94. Holy god, he's already the same as Ferguson. Ferguson can happily leave if we've got Evan Connolly now. Evan Ferguson, nah, Evan Connolly, boy. He's up to 15. What is his stats? Oh my, he's an absolute gem. He's 17. And then we have Mokoko's gone to an 86. I think we could easily play a two striker system with him and Mokoko front. That would be insane. But I think we're going to cash in on Lozano. A 7th position finish is not too bad whatsoever. So we're going to head into season 2 now. Sell some players that we think just might not cut it for next season. We're going to be pushing for those Europa League spots, Champions League spots. We have to push for the next season. So we have to spend somewhat big. Our development has worked really, really well. I'm very, very happy with the development. As you can see, like, so many players have gone up to the high 80s, mid 80s that were all only in like the 70s. We got to the semi-finals of the League Cup as well, so that's huge. So let's end the season here. We have absolutely smashed it. I think this is going to be a really, really good season for us if we can perform and everyone can stay fit. That is obviously the main thing. We need to make sure that everyone does stay fit. And also we need to make sure everyone's contracts is all good. But the main thing is that I always wonder at the start of every season is how much the board has given us. And that is something I am very intrigued for this season. So how much has the board given us? They've given us a nice 86 million. That is very, very nice. I can work with that a lot. As you can see here, there's not many people who are under 80 rated other than Papa and Kirkes. But look, as you can see, their development is pretty much underway, as Kirkes' opposite position, Espinoza, has left. So he is pretty much only the left back there, so he will get as most development as possible, because he will be leaving as soon as we advance one more day. Fernandez and Danzo, the very, very strong partnership in the back there. Wrench looks amazing. He's still only 22. Gavi only turning 20. I think he's turning 21 at some stage. He's looking amazing. Chavez is into a 30 or 29. I'm pretty sure he's turning 30. Afif is up to an 89, but he's also 28, so we might have to keep an eye on him just rating wise. I think he should be fine though. Lozano is someone I'm definitely looking at replacing, just purely because he hasn't performed as well as he did in the first season. Mokoko obviously smashed it, but we are definitely going to be looking at Lozano and a right winger. Hopefully Papa can continue to perform. I really desperately want to use him because he looks so good, but Connolly could be catching up on him, as Connolly's up to a 75. So without further ado, let's simulate one more day. Let the people who have left on free transfers go and leave. Vlahovic has gone to Barcelona. Okay, that's an interesting one. But whatever further ado, let's actually see who we can replace Lozano with, because I'm not actually too sure if I want to just bring someone in or do a swap deal, because I could bring in a very talented right winger. Honestly, there's a few obviously everyone can think of, but let's just see who we can bring in on that right hand side. We have just spent so much money in a new right winger. We have brought in Rodrigo from Spurs. We have sent Lozano the other way, plus 50 million. That is an unbelievable signing. The 24-year-old is 88 rated and has a potential of like 92 or something. I don't know, it's something mental. But as you can see, look at that team now with Rodrigo in there. There's honestly no position that I can actually see that needs a massive improvement. Maybe Papa 77 rated and Kirkes is going to go up, because they're still only 21 and Papa is still 20. Our team is still really, really young. Like, the oldest here is probably like 29 in Chavez. So that is absolutely insane. But honestly, I don't see us making much more business. Maybe bringing in a few youth academy players that are going to be like 60 rated, 70 rated, just so to make sure that, we're not making 60 rated players play in the league. But I'm going to sim to the end of the season, because honestly I think our team is well capable. It's another season for Papa and Kirkes at actual full 11 aside, getting their full game and hopefully they can develop properly this season. So without further ado, let's sim to the end of the season and see how the lads get on in season 4. As we finish off April, we're going into May, and this is a huge month because I think we've done really well. So if we can just pick up a few points here, which we don't look like we have. We've nice point against Sevilla though, 4-2 win. Athletic Bilbao, and we do win again. So let's see how we got on. Let's just check the inbox first. Hopefully we done well. Let's just pray we done well. Top 4. Give us some Champions League football, please. We have came second. Oh my god, that is absolutely massive. We finish above Real Madrid. Barcelona win the league, but look, that happens. We have officially got Champions League football for next season. That is absolutely huge. And it looks like Ledesma might have to be replaced at some stage. He is 33 years old. You just don't know at this stage. But let's check our stats. Kirkes had 7 clean sheets. See, I knew he would go up in rating because he was the main left back now. Danzo didn't go up at all, but Fernandez has gone up by 2. Hissan actually got a good amount of games, but didn't keep a clean sheet in any of the games he played. Gavi went up by 2, 87. Lovely. Chavez is up to an 82. O'Connor has gone up by a 47 to a 52, so that's massive. Moretti probably played as a cam over Papa, I think, so he played a lot more, but still Papa with 5 and 5 and 23 is not bad for someone of his age and some of his quality. Afif 91, insane. 16 and 13, massive. Rodrigo stayed the same at 10 and 7. Connolly is up to a 79. Oh my god. And Ferguson has not been successful in the La Liga at all, but Connolly is smashing it in the League of Ireland by the looks of it. And honestly, if we just kept him there, I think he'd go up and up and up, because realistically I'd say he's smashing the goals here in the League of Ireland. But honestly, there's not much we can actually change for next season. Honestly, I think our team is going to be absolutely massive. Maybe, honestly, just maybe a new keeper. And like, look at our team. Maybe a central midfielder because Chavez. But even so, like, Moretti can just swap straight in. Do you know what I mean? Like, look at that now. And then Papa will be like much higher rated. Like, he's actually an 83 in that position. Moretti's an 87. Like, that is an unbelievable team when you put it that way. So let's sim to the end of the season, and let's go into season 5 where we have finally achieved Champions League football, and let's just see how we get on in the first chance in Champions League football, because obviously we're going to have to try and perform as much as we can. So without further ado, let's head into season 5 and see how the boys get on in the Champions League. And we are heading into season 5, I think it is. So as always, we check how much we've been given, and 172 million. Okay, well, as I said, I was looking at a new goalkeeper. So without further ado, with that 170 million, let's go check out and buy that new goalkeeper. And we have brought in that new goalkeeper, and who else than a 92 rated Gianluigi Donnarumma for 115 million pounds. We needed a new goalkeeper. We need someone who can push us on in the Champions League and really, you know, keep our defense solid. And who else than a massive 6'5" Donnarumma. They didn't even want Ledesma in a counter offer either. So look at that team. 92 Donnarumma, 86 Fernandez, 83 Danzo, 82 Wrench, 80 Kirkes, 83 Moretti, 87 Gavi, Papa, 91 Afif, or 78 Papa, 89 Rodrigo, and 88 Makoko. That is unbelievable. I am so chuffed with this team. This has been one of my favorite career modes I've actually done in a long time. Honestly, I don't see us making many more changes other than maybe 1 or 2 free agents that we're going to have a look at, because honestly at this stage you just find the maddest free agents in the world. So as tradition on this channel, let's check the free agents list. And honestly, I don't think I'm going to make any more changes to this squad. I had a look through the free agents. There wasn't anyone I could see that was really outstanding. So at most, I'm just going to make sure everyone's on enough contract to keep them at the club, and then we're going to sim all the way to the end of the season. And now that all the contracts have been done, we're going to sim to the end of the season. We have Champions League football this year. Hopefully the boys can go and push on and maybe just get far in the Champions League just to see how we're at. And let's, without further ado, sim to the end of the season and see how the boys get on. And as you can see, we're heading into the end of the season in May. Again, Atletico Madrid in the last month of the year. I'm pretty sure we've had them in the last month every single season, and luckily we actually finished pretty strong there. Honestly, I'm very happy with that. I want to see, because as you can see, we got absolutely smashed in the Champions League by Real Madrid, but look, that's expected. But I see a 5-2 victory in the cup which is very, very promising. And we finished 4th in the league, so we've guaranteed Champions League for next season once again. But obviously what we have to check, as always, is how the squad actually got on. So Donnarumma with 12 clean sheets, Kirkes 12, Danso 12, Fernandez 11, that's nice. Wrench with 11, he's up to an 88 now, 88 Fernandez, 88 Danso, 83 Ledesma, 86 Kirkes, and 92 Donnarumma. I don't think Donnarumma will go up anymore, I'm not too sure. Gavi's up to an 89, Moretti up to an 86. Chavez has stayed an 82. I might be letting him go at some point this in the upcoming transfer window. Papa with 19 goals, 15 assists. That's finally a bit of form that we found for him. He's up to an 86. Afif up to a 93 with 27 goals and 12 assists. That's huge. Rodrigo with 29 goals and 9 assists. That's absolutely massive. Makoko with 17 and 10. Honestly, I think it could just be a defensive reasoning that we might be letting a lot of goals in. For example, Hassan getting 36 games. I'm probably going to be letting him go. But I ideally want Danzo and Fernandez to be playing every single game because they're not getting on in rating or anything. They're perfectly fine. So as you can see here, we have a few loan offers for some youth academy players, which I'm gonna send them out on loan because realistically they're not gonna get any game time here. But as you can see, we got 4th in the league. How did we get on in the cup? I saw a 5-2 win, so it could have been like a semi-final or something. Not the Super Cup, but the Copa de España. We have actually won it 5-2 by Sevilla, so that was the final. Okay, that's massive. So we came 4th in the league. How far was it in the Champions League? It looked like a quarter final or like a round of 16. It could have been. It was the quarterfinals to Real Madrid. We got absolutely smashed, but look, they're in the final, so if they win it, it's fair enough. But as you can see, a 4th place position, a win in the Copa de España, and a quarterfinals position for the first time in the Champions League. Honestly, not a bad way to, you know, end off the season, especially with a bit of silverware for once as well. So that's always nice. So what I'm going to do now is sim to season. I think we're in season 6. This is a new day of recording, so I'm trying to remember everything. So I think we're in season 6 now. Well, we're going into season 6. So without further ado, let's sim to the end of the season officially and head in to season 6. As we head into the next season, I honestly don't know how many signings I'm going to make this season, purely because our team is doing well. It had a kind of an off season in the league, but we still have a lot of players who actually need to develop. Like Papa is still 22, Kirkes is still 21, Gavi would be only 21, 22. Like there's still, I think the average age in our team would be at 24, so that's really good. Like the likes of Donnarumma and all them, they're not going to develop, it's like 28, but the likes of Chavez aren't going to develop. As you can see here, if we go to the age in our squad, we've 22 Makoko, 22 Papa, 30 with Afif, Rodrigo 26, Gavi is 22, Moretti is 23, Kirkes is 23, Fernandez is 23, Danzo's 28, Wrench is 24, and Donnarumma is 28, I think, yeah. So, like, it's still a very, very young team. We still have Connolly on the bench as well, who's only 19 at 81 rated, so that is huge. Like, we have a very young team. The likes of Chavez, how, yes, he is absolutely class, but if he's taking game time off the likes of Moretti and Gavi and Papa, it is a bit annoying because realistically that is the strongest 11 we have. So honestly, I think I might just not bring in many. I could bring in I don't even know who I could bring in actually. I might just not make any signings. I might bring in possibly, I don't know, another winger. Even I don't even think we need another winger. It's very hard to think what I actually need to bring in. I probably will be letting go of Chavez and Hassan because I think Hassan played 35 games last season. That could have easily, you know, took us out of the title race for all we know. So I'm going to be letting go of a few players like the likes of Hassan, etc, etc. So I'm going to be letting him go on loan. He has his contract expiring anyways. And then also the likes of Chavez, who's been here since the very, very start. He will be, you know, letting go because he is 31 as well. But as tradition is on this channel, we are checking the free agents because honestly it's the most fun thing ever when you find really good free agents. So I'll get back to you if we do find any, you know, really good talents in here. And as you can see, what we're going to check is the board is giving us a nice 200 million to spend. And honestly, if I'm looking at the positions here, we have an 86 rated centre midfielder and an 86 left back. And if we're really looking to push for the league and the Champions League this year. I honestly think we bring in just a massive upgrade in the midfield, because realistically Moretti can play anywhere. Papa is only going to go up, he's still only 22, and Moretti's only 23. Like, they're still going to go up, but I think we just need that player like a 93 or a 90. Like, we need someone who's really going to push the midfield forward, and there's one player I have in mind who can literally play anywhere on the pitch. So yeah, I'm going to go get him real quick. And we have signed the main man, Federico Valverde, a 91 rated 28-year-old for 106 million plus Luis Chavez, because Luis Chavez is a 31-year-old who's 82 rated, and he wasn't really going to sell. He's in the last year of his contract. It says he's 92, but he is 91 obviously. So the partnership in the middle will be Federico Valverde and Gavi. Look at this team now when we put Valverde in this team now. Look at this for a team. Like, Valverde, Gavi, Papa, Afif, Rodrigo, Makoko, Kirkes, Fernandez, Danzo, Wrench, and Donnarumma. Surely this is the season where we can push on for Champions League. I don't think I'm going to make any more signings other than selling the likes of Hassan and Bellini. I will let you know when we do eventually let them go. But I'm so excited for this season in specifics, because I think our team is going to be an absolute force going forward. The fact we brought in Federico Valverde is absolutely huge. The likes of Mooney and all are leaving on loan at the moment, so that's not too bad whatsoever. But yeah, we're going to be sending out the likes of O'Connor on loan as well, because realistically they're not going to get any game time, because they're 19 years old with 54 rated. Like, they're not going to get any game time. But the likes of Hassan, oh my god, did anyone just see that thing in the news just then? The player there just went absolutely crazy. But the likes of Liverpool looking for Donnarumma, that's not happening. That is never happening. But I'm going to sim to the end of the season, so I will catch you to see, hopefully, if we have gone far in the Champions League, because surely with this team we can. But let's sim till the end of the season and see how the boys get on. And as you can see, we have got a Champions League final to play against Manchester City. We have absolutely smashed it this season. We beat Porto, it looks like 3-0 in one of the legs to the semi-finals. Absolutely massive. Let's see how we actually got on all through the league, because apparently I saw a cup final we won. So Copa de España, have we done the double on that? We have. We've beat Valencia, and the league. Have we got a chance at the treble? Oh my god, we have a chance at the treble. Cadiz has won the La Liga Santander by 2 points over Real Madrid. I'm so excited to actually play with this team now. Look at our team. 93 Makoko, 92 Papa, 95 Afif, 91 Rodrigo, 92 Valverde, 90 Gavi, 88 Danzo, 90 Wrench, 89 Fernandez, and 89 Kirkes with 93 Donnarumma. Even our bench is stacked with Connolly, Moretti. Like, it's such a good team. I'm so excited that we actually have a chance to, get the treble done with this team, especially because I'm not even going to lie, this has been the most fun I've had on the career modes I've done on the channel so far. So, without further ado, let's head into the final against Manchester City. I am very intrigued to see how the team actually play together. I'm very intrigued to see how Papa actually does, because he is a youth academy graduate, as we do know. Same with Connolly, who's on the bench. So without further ado, let's check Manchester City's team with Foden, Haaland, Vieira, Paqueta, Olmo, Benacer, Cucurella, Gavardiol, Diaz, Martins, and Ederson. Okay, Haaland, Foden, and Diaz and Ederson are the only people I can actually see that were in the City side from the start of the game. But you have Danny Olmo, who's probably very high rated at this stage. I don't know who that Vieira is in the right wing, so Kirkes could have his hands full. But without further ado, let's head in to the Champions League final. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. There is Pep Guardiola. We have got to stop them winning the Champions League once more. There's Foden, Paqueta. It's going to be such a difficult game. Here we are. Makoko gets us kicked off into Papa. Let's see what we can do with this now. So here's Haaland. He's the main man to watch out for. He's giving it away, though. And now can we push forward? Here's Rodrigo now against Gavardiol and Cucurella. I see Papa making a run, though, but it's gone all the way to Afif, maybe. Martins. Bad mistake. Oh, my God. What? Oh, my God. No way has that nearly just happened. I tried to cut it back into Gavi. Outside the foot. Blocked by Gavardiol. Rodrigo. Ball into the box. Papa's there. Cleared. Valverde doesn't win the header. It's going to go to Kirkes, though, who's going to play it back to Danzo. But oh my god, what an intense few minutes. Danzo has plenty of space to run in here, actually, and he's giving it into Rodrigo. Can we find a ball into the box? He cuts it back. Ball out there. Valverde overhead kick hits the post. Oh my god, I think he's injured himself in the process of doing that. But oh my god, I've never seen someone hit such a clean overhead kick. Kirk is going to have to win that now. He does. And he's only intercepted, but luckily it's gone right out to Wrench. Here's Rodrigo now into Papa. What can Papa do? Oh, it's a gorgeous ball into Rodrigo. Can we cut it back to Valverde? Oh my god, what a save by Ederson. Oh, he done me with the fake throw there. But Afif has intercepted it, luckily, but it's only gone back to Ruben Diaz here. Here's this Martins fella. I have no idea who Martins is. Here's Paqueta. Intercepted by Valverde. Now, what can we do with this? Play football here into Fernandez. Lovely. Lovely football from Cadiz here. Can we find Afif? Oh, Afif stopped his run. He stopped his run. That's so annoying. Don't let that ball go out wide. It has gone out wide. But Wrench has made a vital tackle there. Here's Rodrigo into the middle. This is such good football from the lads. Here's Wrench out wide. Here's his to Rodrigo. Can we chip that into the box? Papa's there. Papa puts us 1-0 up in the Champions League final. Voice crack. Oh my god. But Papa has put us 1-0 up against Manchester City. It was coming. We've been all over them. What a finish. Lovely little play from Wrench out wide as well to make that overlapping run. And we have got 1-0 up in the Champions League final. And honestly, I think Manchester City are no match for us as we've won it back again with Gavi. Gavi into Moukoko. Can we find anyone here? Afif's out wide. Oh my god, could it be two? Could it be two? Afif pulls it back. Gavi puts us 2-0 up straight away. It's back-to-back goals. Manchester City are shaken as Gavi puts us 2-0 up. That is definitely not Gavi's face. He curls that one right into the top right corner. Ederson with no chance. And Manchester City are in deep, deep trouble. This could be a slaughtering. Here's Phil Foden against Wrench. And Wrench has won the battle once again. But he's got himself a throw in. Wrench has got Phil Foden in his back pocket at this stage. Here's Wrench now. Out to Rodrigo. What can we see? Rodrigo, big switch out to Afif maybe. Is that going to go to his feet? Oh my god, yes it is. What a pass from Rodrigo. Here is Afif now. Cuts inside. Can he hit them from there? I've never used him, but it's gone straight into Ederson's hands. But that looked very dangerous from Afif. I'm sure at one stage, if I get that right, it will fly into that top right corner. But we just don't know just yet. Here is Paqueta now. Tries to play it into Haaland, but Gavi has just intercepted it. Our midfield is so strong with them two. Moukoko in behind. Here he is now. We see Papa making a run. It's gone to Afif on the right peg, and he's slotted it home. Oh my god. This is insane. This is ultimate difficulty, and we're making it look like beginner. Afif has slotted it home. It's 3-0 in the Champions League final. What is going on with Manchester City? I have no idea, but this is absolutely insane from the guys up top, especially Afif. What a ball from Rodrigo that was. Here is Haaland now. Fernandez absolutely smashes him as we bring the ball away. Here's Papa. Oh my god, what a pass. Here's Afif now. Afif, could it be 4? Oh, it's not. I tried to do a little bit of skill, but honestly, Manchester City are getting absolutely smashed. Kirkes and Wrench have been absolutely amazing on left and right back with the two wingers. I don't know exactly what stadium we're in, but anyways, here is City. Moukoko wins the header. It's only gone as far as Vieira, though, and Papa's trying to put the pressure on. Out to Gvardiol. Oh my god, that was a bit dangerous, but Donnarumma made it look a bit easy. As we go into 3-0 at the break, Manchester City are getting us started here as they play Haaland. Gets the ball here. It's gone out wide to Martins. They must have switched Martins and someone, because they put him up on the right hand side where Vieira was. But here's Donnarumma. Plenty of options there. Just a nice little ball into the middle. This is really nice football from us. Gavi out to Wrench. Look at this football. Look at this. This is beautiful. It is beautiful. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's a chip into the back post as Moukoko heads it home. Man City are getting absolutely demolished, and the treble is 100% coming to Cadiz Football Club. What is going on with Manchester City? Because I have absolutely no idea. I honestly thought this cross was going into the net. I think it actually is, if not like just hitting the post. But Moukoko heads it home to give us a 4-0 lead in the Champions League final. This is unbelievable. Man City just cannot handle us whatsoever. Papa has been very impressive, I have to admit. But Man City just honestly just can't handle us whatsoever. Here's Phil Foden now, and he's been in Wrench's pocket all day. Wrench is going to continue the press as he nearly wins it back, but do you think he did? Here's Moukoko now, puts the pressure on. He's won. Oh my god, that's no way. No way that's a foul, ref. I'm nearly 100% sure I got the ball there, but that 100% would have been 5-0. As we win it back instantly. Here's Moukoko out to... Can we find Papa maybe? No, we can't, but Rodrigo is there. What is going on with this team? It's unbelievable. It's out to Papa. He dinks it. Oh, it's unlucky. But lads, I have no idea what's up with Manchester City right now. We are absolutely demolishing them. Here's Gavi now, out to Rodrigo. What can he do? You know what? Why not? Outside the footpath. What has happened with Ederson? Sorry. What just happened with Ederson? What? I said, why not? What is... Oh my god. It's not even that far into the corner. That's a savable goal. We're 5-0 up in the Champions League final, and we've still got 40 or how many minutes to play? Like 30 minutes? Man, Manchester City are in trouble, man. Oh my god. Picks it up. Plays in Haaland, who tries to play in Phil Foden, but here's Rodrigo now. Oh, there's no way. Rodrigo, oh my god. Here's a FIFA little roulette. Oh, can we all just go back to what Rodrigo has just done? What are Man City without Kevin De Bruyne at this stage? Here is Erling Haaland. Nobody with him. Absolutely no one except for him. And Foden gets a consolation goal. If he goes and celebrates, it's going to be the most embarrassing thing ever. He's gone and knee slided. They've scored one to make it 5-1. Well done, Phil Foden. I hope you're proud. Here's Papa now. Out to a FIFA. I think we should just get a 6th. Oh my god. That's so disrespectful. Here's Kirkes on the throw to Afif. Little chip over his head. He's been intercepted though, and that looks like it will be it in the Champions League final. We're just going to smash Haaland one more time. Lovely. And that is it. We have absolutely annihilated Manchester City in the Champions League final. This has been by far one of the most fun rebuilds I've done in the entire series on this channel. A 5-1 victory in the Champions League final. Unbelievable stuff. I hope everyone has enjoyed this video. I really do appreciate all the support on the last few videos. Genuinely, it does mean so much to me. As we see here, here's the celebrations from Cadiz FC. A massive thank you to Nasty on my Instagram for suggesting this team. If you do want to suggest any other teams, I will have polls on my Instagram, so go follow me over there. And that's where you're going to see me basically just pick our teams for every rebuild we're going to do. As you can see, here's the celebrations. I'm going to shut up. Thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to smash the like button down below. Make sure to subscribe if you like FIFA and career mode content. I shall see you in the next video. So sit back and enjoy the celebrations.